Hey guys, this is Laura and Monica, and we're here today because we want to share with you. We've been talking a lot about all the ways you can kind of work on your emotional health. But the reason why we're here, and the reason why Monica and I have been brought together in general, and the why we feel so passionate about this topic is actually because of dōTERRA. So we want to share with you some information about what our life looked like even before dōTERRA, what it looks like now, and kind of what our thoughts are. We are recording this in real time. We're not going to be editing it, so we're going to get real, raw, and just kind of talk through some things together because we wanted to share it with you in a really authentic manner. So I guess, Monica, do you want to talk a little bit about what life really looked like for you before you started with dōTERRA?
Sure. So for me, it kind of always was, I guess I lived in a poverty mindset in who I was as a human being, but also financially, right? Like just always, I just need enough. I just need enough. And one of like my core beliefs has always been that I'm either not enough or I'm too much. And so to live in a space of just needing enough, right? Like that was such a over encompassing umbrella of who I was, just enough. And so to even understand that there was something outside of that was not within my scope. I worked, I homeschool my kids, which I still do, and I also worked multiple jobs. At one point, I was balancing 3 jobs at a time just to kind of be enough. And so when my daughter's kidney disease was diagnosed and we were kind of hit heavy with like Western medication isn't going to work, I didn't know how to help her and still be enough in all of these other aspects of my life. And so when dōTERRA came in, kind of opened my eyes to the fact that I lived that way. I really didn't have any idea. There was none of me that like looked at me and was like, you are struggling with enoughness, Monica. Like I didn't identify that. It's just how I lived. And dōTERRA was kind of the catalyst to opening my eyes and being like, big red dot, this is what we need to focus on. So what did life look like for you, Laura?
Yeah, it was honestly pretty similar. A lot of the not enough and too much. I'm either too this, too that, or I'm lacking. And you don't realize how much of that you carry with you for every day, because a lot of times you're surrounded by maybe friends or family or whatever that also sort of either have that mindset or try to make sure you stay in that mindset because it keeps them safe. And when I started to do this, a lot of people didn't really like that. And it rubbed them all the wrong way. And it got me really thinking again, of course, I'm not enough. I'm losing friends. I'm losing family. I'm rocking the boat. But a big part of me believed so strongly in how these oils have impacted my health and that I just needed to share it with other people. That I was becoming braver than those thoughts in my head. Like I was in a pretty dark place when I first started using essential oils. I was really suffering and struggling with my mental health, my physical health, and also making choices to put me first. You know what I mean? Like it was so much easier to continually pour out to others, but I didn't realize how even pouring out to them felt like it was a necessity. But now that when I pour out to others, I know I'm actually providing value. Before I had nothing left, so I was pouring out of an empty, like I was just band-aiding everything and giving them as much as I could. But now when I can, I know that there's so much more of me because I've been filling myself up with like, positivity and good talk and being around people that help to lift you up and everybody rises together so that I can help others also kind of feel better. Even for my kids, I know that it helps me be more. The biggest thing is I don't want to have them feel like they're not enough. I don't want to have them quickly judge themselves. And it happens so easy. Like if I don't pay attention, I can see it happening with my son. And so now we've opened up conversations where I was like, yeah, mommy's working on this. Let's, and I can stop it right there. He's only 3. But if I didn't change that, it's something that we would never talk about. And when he's 13, 23, 33, he's going to have these same things because he's going to have never learned to deal with it. But as he sees me learning to deal with it and as I'm dealing with it, it's changing his future and it's opening up doors for him that maybe he wouldn't have seen. So for me, my life before was honestly a mess. It's still like murky, but I'm super grateful that I was willing to rock the boat. I always knew like I had this sense that there's really something special about doTERRA. And as much as I wanted to walk away from the idea of doing it as a business, I couldn't because there was just something in me that was just like vibrating, like you need to keep pushing.
Mm, I love that. So what do you think was like that moment, that key thing that helped you identify, whoa, this is how I've been living?
Honestly, I don't have a key time. There's nothing. It's been the fact that when I was struggling to even function, the oils helped. And then when I learned more about personal development and what that even really meant, like, yeah, I knew self-help books because being a disaster forever, I've read a few self-help books, but none of them that actually like spoke to me and helped to lift me up. It was always pointing a finger to what was bad about me, but not anything
Mm,
that gave me tools. Whereas with this company, I had an upline, I had a team, I had people that were there to support me rising up. So if I wanted to stay stuck and small and not purposeful, and selling oils, I could do that easily. But if I wanted to rise up as a human, as a mother, as a woman, as a wife, as an educator, all of these things, I had to pour into myself and let people pour into me, which was a key thing too. Accepting help was really, really hard. But having regular calls, regular team calls, seeing the culture, seeing all of the goodness that doTERRA as a company offered, kind of gave me like this. I was addicted to it almost. Like I just wanted to be around people that were happy, like
mm,
people that were working on themselves and they were working on helping others. I just felt like that's such a fun way to hang out with people. And I was normally around people that, I don't want to say normally, there are people that I would be around that were not of that mindset. And so it was fun to, like, they always say misery loves company, and it's sort of true. But when you see these people that are just vibrating with joy and happiness, and they're just, you can sense it, you kind of want more. So that's how I felt when I started to become immersed in the doTERRA business culture, the team culture. It was just like, for me, that was probably, I guess, my key point, was just that there are people out there that are living that life that I always knew was possible, but was always told it's not for me and it's just a
mm.
dream, right? So that was my real aha. And I love our team. I love our team calls. I love a lot about that. How about you?
I feel like similar in the fact that I remember doing one program, and I love that dōTERRA offers that for business. I've done businesses in the past where it's kind of like, here's your products, here's a book, go sell it. And it's not that. It's so much more than that. And the ability to just have a community of people that want to see you rise up, not like hold you down or pull you back or, oh no, you're doing more than me, right? But like genuinely want to see you rise up, and having that called out in you. To have somebody else, I think one of my pivotal moments was during this program. I was really struggling to just be able to identify where to go from here. I kind of just felt like I was a spinning top and going like, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? I have no idea. And just have somebody kind of grab me by the shoulders. It was over the phone, so clearly not physically, but grab me by the shoulders and just say, Monika, you deserve more than this. You are more than this. And for the first time in my life, I went, oh, it really can be more, right? Like, not just mediocre. I can rise up and be something more. And there are people that not only believe in me, but are willing to like journey with me through that. And so for me, that's one of the things I love. I love that you and I can partner together. And when we do that, we benefit zero, zilch, right? Like there's no monetary benefit for either of us partnering together, but we're just aligned in some of the things that we believe. And so to help each other rise up into those things is powerful, period. And I love that about dōTERRA. So I think just having that called out in me and really actually doing my affirmations and listening to myself. I know the first time that I did it, I just wept for 3 weeks. Every single day I would play them and weep because I didn't believe what I was telling myself, until finally that day it clicked and I went, oh, I do have value. I am worthy. I do have a voice that needs to be heard. I have things to say, and there are people that need to hear what I have to say. And for the first time ever, I really identified that. And I was like, oh, and I know 100% had dōTERRA not come into my life and introduced me to this beautiful culture of rising with each other, there's no way I would have identified that. I would have been stuck in how I'd walked through life for so many years, physically, mentally, emotionally, just stuck.
Yeah, that's true.
So what would you say are some key things that you love about where you're at now and where you're going in your business?
I really like how I'm feeling in my skin, you know? Like right now, I feel like I've worked through a lot and I'm so not perfect and I'm never gonna be, and I love it. I feel so confident in ways that I never even knew would be a possibility. So for me, just who I am as a human, I feel really good about. In my business, I feel really excited. I know that business wise, I'm really grateful because I can have a part-time job where I still work as a nurse, and I'm not ready to give that up all the way, but I know eventually I'm going to, which is going to allow me to have so much more time freedom with my family. It's going to open up so many doors that I had never dreamed of, because the biggest dream I had was, you know, maybe working my way up in terms of the seniority ladder at work, or maybe going into a different department, but that still didn't give me the time freedom that I wanted. And then I always knew what I could have. Like people say you can't have it all, but in all reality, you really can. What is having it all to you, right? And so for me, having it all is doors are opening with dōTERRA. And I know over the next couple of years, it's going to be super exciting. And I love partnering with people, even like you said, cross line. Like we should be in competition because we're both network marketing people on different teams, but that's not the case. We're partnering together, and it's, again, we're not getting anything monetary out of it, but it's just coming together and rising up a community. And I love being able to pour into people in that way and finding my niche. So finding what I feel passionate about educating about and doing it in the way that only I could do it. Yes, I could compare myself to others, and for years I would have compared myself to others and felt too small and too scared. But I know that I have a voice, and that I know that only I can bring it in the way that I can bring it, and that there's some people out there that need to hear it the way I say it. There's some people out there that don't want to hear it my way, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody. I'm for those specific people. So I think that for me, where I'm going is just finding more of myself, finding more comfort in who I am, and being willing to embrace the good that I've had and that is coming to me, both in terms of the business and in terms of what I've been able to create within my home life and the abundance that I've had. It's just changing my whole mindset, which changes my whole future for myself, for my kids, for my family, and then for all of my customers, right? Because the more I rise up, the more I can help them, and for my team, right? For different leaders that are wanting to do the same thing. But is that kind of what you were thinking, or what would you have said?
Yeah, no, I love that. That's so good. And it's fun to have been walking pretty closely with you this last year and to be able to watch that shift, right? Like watch it go from, I don't know, to yeah, and to rise, right? Like I've loved watching that shift, and I love that we can do that in this business together, that it is a sisterhood of sorts, right? Where we're walking, linking arms and going hand in hand and helping other people do that. I think for me, one of the places that I'm at right now, I've worked through a lot of garbage. I like to say I've got a lot of cat poop out of my sandbox, especially this year. And you kind of said it, but one thing I always tell people is if I walked away from this business today, which I'm not going to do, but if I did, the person I have become in the process is going to last forever. This person is the first time in my life I can look in the mirror and feel like, hey, I'm worthy. I'm valuable. That's huge. That's huge. And so that process for me has been just astronomically, I don't know, monumental in my life, I guess. And to be a mom of 4 daughters too, and to have walked through so much hardship mentally and self-worth issues and all of those things, to be able to take that and equip my daughters. A couple years ago for Christmas, after I'd had that really powerful experience creating an affirmation for myself, I actually created and framed one for each one of my daughters. And so every day before we start school, I actually read that over them, these words that I believe in them, and then just kind of like a blessing over them. And so every single day, and now in conversation when I'm speaking to my daughters, they're using this language to describe themselves. And it's so, so, so powerful. So for me, that is so much more than I ever fathomed coming into this business. I was really leery about this. I had done other network marketing things before and risen really quickly and then kind of plateaued. And so I was scared. I was scared that people would be like, oh, Monika's just doing another thing. And so I didn't really want to immerse myself in this business. But the more that I did and the more that I allowed dōTERRA to kind of influence my life and pour out into my family, I'm like, I want to call up other people to do this too. I want to help other people rise. I want to find the people who hear my voice and see what I'm doing and go, I want to be a part of that. How can I be a part of that? Right? Those are the people that I'm speaking to. And like you said, I too am like a unique brandy, I'm going to say. Some people love you. Some people are like, I could do without that ever again in my life. And that used to bother me. I used to be like, I want to be everybody's fine wine. Why am I not? And then I was like, oh, honey, you're not a fine wine at all. You are a spicy brandy that some people love and some people don't. And that is okay. And so for me, I'm really excited that I've been able to start walking through this mental health journey to get to a place where I've kind of torn off some of the scales, got some cat poop out of the way, and I can move forward. And I'm really excited to call up other people to walk through this journey too. And will it be easy? Heck no, techno, but nothing good is. Will it be worth it? Abso-friggin-lutely.
I love that. I love that. That's so perfect and so beautiful. And like you were saying, like this culture, this dōTERRA culture is one that when you embrace it, it is blow the roof off any of your wildest dreams, right? We're really lucky with our team that we are really encouraged to do cross-line partnerships and just everybody grow together, right? That everybody, as we get stronger, everybody gets stronger. And there isn't that, like, I don't know. I don't even know what it would be because I haven't done any other network marketing, but I do know that it is very different. And there's a lot of different cultures that could be embraced. What would you say would be kind of like a closing remark then? Because I think we probably covered pretty much everything. Would you have any last?
I had a really great one before we started recording, and now I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I guess I just want to kind of a call to other people who want to rise up, that want to partner with us. Laura and I have grown a lot this past year, especially through working through our mental health journeys, working through finding mental wellness and physical wellness and emotional wellness, right? Like there's so many things that are intertwined with that, that I think that both you and I are in a position to help other people rise now. And we found our voice and we found our niche and we found our calling. And one of those happened to align the two of us with mental wellness. But there's so much uniqueness that we still have to offer to other people who want to link arms with us and really do the work and to rise up. And so I guess my final remarks is, if anything that we've said today resonated with you, that you went, I need that in my life, how do I be a part of that, then reach out to Laura or I and tell us, I want to rise up with you guys. I want what you guys have. You guys have something different and I want in on that. So yeah, don't be afraid, but be afraid, right? Like there's fear and that's okay, but do it anyways.
Yeah, I love that. Feel the fear and do it anyways. And that's exactly right for everything, right? Everything that you want, you have to be willing to take that first step, to dip that toe in the water and see what it's going to be like with whatever it is. And I feel like you said some really great points there. And I feel like for me, I didn't love myself enough at the beginning of this business to keep pushing through despite. So I love that, like, some people will just do personal health journeys, and it's because they're really focused on it and they're really dedicated. For me, I personally really needed like some sort of an accountability to my upline who would at least check in and pour into me and love me as I was putting the pieces together, right? So for me, I was really grateful that dōTERRA it was a wellness company. We always say it's a wellness company. What is the saying? Like, it's like a wellness company wrapped up in a personal health journey, or it's a personal health journey.
It's a personal health company wrapped up in a wellness journey.
Yeah.
That's what it
Like,
is.
and it seems like such a joke when you first hear it, but in all honesty, there's so much more than just selling oils. It's not the same, and I think it just helps everybody be healthier, be happier, be more settled in who they are, and that's the kind of world I want to live in all honesty. That's what I would love to see every day. So yeah, if anybody is interested in doing this or learning more about what the business is or why you might be scared but interested, Monika and I would love to chat with you because we could just share a bit more on a more private and personal level. But I think that's probably it, eh? Is there anything else we can probably wrap up?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Awesome. Well, I will stop recording, but thanks everybody, and be sure to reach out to us if you guys have questions.